Hello and welcome to I Am Geek. This is episode 183. I'm Ryan. I'm joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. And tonight is the night.
Woo! All right.
It is
It's
Wanda.
the last episode.
No.
Oh.
Wow.
Before the secret episode that's going to drop.
It's the WandaVision season finale Eve, right? Yeah. It's like Christmas Eve, but it's for WandaVision. And so WandaVision comes out, as we just figured out before we started, midnight Pacific time, West Coast time.
Yep.
2 a.m. for us. 3 a.m. for East Coast. So East Coasters.
Sure.
What about Mountain Time?
Oh, we don't count them.
It'd be 1 o'clock.
No, yes.
Numbers.
I promise.
He's the smart one.
So for people like us that don't want to be spoiled, it's like, okay, we either stay up and watch it at 2 a.m. or we just shut off everything the next day until we watch it. Pretty much. Because people like to spoil it as soon as it comes out.
You just wake up first thing in the morning and turn it on.
Yeah. With 2 kids, that doesn't happen.
Gather them around, have them watch it.
Gather around, children. It's time to watch.
It's story time.
It was Agatha All Along. So Agatha All Along, the song, is topped the music charts. It's like number 1 on Apple Music. It's like number 1 all. It's beat all these other like actual songs, I guess.
It is an actual song.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
I know.
A fake song.
It's just your imagination. It's just her putting that in our brain.
Yeah, it's not real. It's a fake song. It's a thong.
Whoa.
The thong?
Fong.
Thong.
Oh.
Let
Fake
me see
thong.
your thong. Arizona doesn't recognize any kind of time? What?
Time change.
Arizona doesn't recognize time at all.
Yeah.
Oh, daylight savings time?
Yeah. What's even crazier is there's some time zones in like the east over across the other side of the ocean that it's like a half-hour difference. Like an hour and a half different or something crazy. And well, not an hour and a half from us, but it's like a weird half-hour difference.
I'm going to stop just recognizing time.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like,
Ridiculous.
It's not that time to me.
It's relative, right?
It's always 5 o'clock in my house.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Anyway,
I can sing, right?
Yeah. So I'll leave it up to you two. Do you want to start with WandaVision or do you want to start Spider-Man?
That's a complicated conundrum.
WandaVision it is.
Requires some thinking.
Okay.
WandaVision will be fine.
WandaVision.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the folks came to hear about.
First off, how long do you think it's going to be tonight? Because every episode they say, this is how long the episode's going to be. And then when the episode hits, it's never the time that has been speculated.
47 minutes, including the
recap.
The end.
Yeah, if you think about it, you got the recap and then you have the end credits. So it's really just a 30-minute show.
Well, it'll probably just be a 15-minute show.
Yeah.
So many credits.
You got to get all those countries in there.
They're going to have a cap of like every movie from the Marvel Universe up until this one.
There was something. I didn't read the article because I don't read. The title of the article was Marvel wants you to binge all the movies before you watch the WandaVision finale.
Yes. Marvel wants to get views on Disney Plus. So
yeah.
One article
listed the things like Age of Ultron. Yeah. They were in that.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. He was in that.
The watches have increased dramatically on Age of Ultron, just because it keeps telling people to watch it, but people are watching it and they're like, oh, I like this movie. They realize that it's like, oh, this makes sense now, or this, I see these dots connect, but.
Well, the funny thing, it always pops up, Age of Ultron, and so far, every time it's popped up, I have not once been like, oh, I want to watch that. So, it's always been like, man.
Yeah, my wife and I are watching from the beginning in timeline order, as Disney Plus calls it. They've got everything listed in timeline order, and so it's like the first one is Captain America, right? Yeah, Captain America's. It's like the 50s or whatever it is, or 40s, whatever year it is. I don't know. And then it goes to the 90s, which is Captain Marvel, and then it goes to whatever else I don't remember. So we
Iron Man after that.
yeah, maybe. So we're on. I think we finished. Yeah, it's Thor Ragnarok. That's what we're watching right now. We kind of watch when we can.
It's a good
And
one.
we've seen most of these, which just it's fun rewatching them and skipping.
I've been
some.
doing that too. Yeah, I'm up until I just got done with
You said
Captain America Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the next one was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But part of me was like, I don't want to skip it. I've watched that one a lot.
I know. That's what we did. We skipped it. I kind of want to get back to Endgame or Infinity War and Endgame because I haven't seen those in a while. So
Yeah, we watched
I-
Endgame
it's not
the
gonna
other week. But we just sort of skipped all the way to there.
yeah,
Go
it was
back and
good.
watch
I mean, it was good to see all of them.
Yeah, I want to go back and watch it. Just time.
Yeah.
I'm ticking.
But if you're in Arizona, it'll take no time.
No time at all.
It doesn't exist there.
Yeah. Vance thinks it's going to be 3 hours long tonight.
That'd be epic.
The
That's him
IMG
watching it
episode
over
or
and over
WandaVision?
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be the same it has been.
I'm thinking it's going to be slightly longer, maybe 2 minutes longer, something like that.
Maybe. Do you think all of our questions will be answered?
I'm sure, like, all of their questions that they think they set up will be answered.
They want
But
you
other
to have answers.
other questions that they didn't realize they set up will probably not be answered.
So I
Yeah.
guess the main ones they set up was the missing person,
Yes,
the engineer,
possibly.
the what? I mean, what else? What else?
The Vision versus like New Vision.
Yeah.
Maybe what director Hayward, I think that was his name,
Yeah.
sword director, what he's after exactly, and maybe delve into a little bit more of what's the Scarlet Witch.
How did he know in the last episode? Because we didn't talk about the last episode, so spoilers. It's a lot of flashbacks for not really. It's like going back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Walking through these doors. Basically, that's what it is.
The doors of our lives.
Doors of our lives. When Wanda goes into and we'll skip ahead and we'll go back probably. We'll be all over the place. Goes into the sword place, and basically he says, "Well, you could bring him back to life." How does he know about those that she has those powers?
Well, I mean, I think he just knows that she's incredibly powerful because they seem to know, like Darcy knew that she destroyed the Infinity Stone, but
not
it
to
was
bring him
brought
back to
back.
life, right?
Well, like, yeah, but I mean, but she's tied to all that. They seem to know that she almost beat Thanos. That seems to be this almost all powerful type thing. So maybe he was just hoping. He seems to, because when they pulled the energy from the ship, he seemed to know that, oh, if we have this energy, pump it into him, bring him back to life, this is another power source. So she could be like basically like a battery to him.
Yeah.
That he seemed hopeful that she would do it.
Or does he
brought
know
her in.
more than he's letting on?
Maybe.
Or maybe he's someone else entirely.
He's Thanos.
No.
No.
I don't think it'll be anybody. It'd be cool if he was somebody else, but he'll just be old Hayward or whatever his name is. Do you think what's her name? The neighbor Dottie? Is it Dottie?
Yeah, Dottie.
Is she gonna pop back up? Is she gonna be anybody? Or is she just a random lady?
It seems like she's gonna be somebody. They kind of set it up like she was gonna be somebody because she was like, she's big in the neighborhood. You get in good with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a big deal out of it. Yeah, that's good.
Because she wasn't in the scene where Wanda's driving through the broken down sad city of Westview, which was very like
It wasn't.
sad. You got the dude with the
Yeah.
piano. Come take lessons. from
Very
me."
sad. Stars Hollow.
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls. That was...
Well, that's what I told my wife. I was like, this looks like one of those towns, like, because my wife was like, oh, I just want to be in Stars Hollow and Star Hollow, and like, I want to go somewhere like that. And she watches all these shows that are like that, where it's like this small town, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like this cool downtown area that you can walk around. I was like, that's just like those shows you watch. That's what's so funny.
Yeah. Well, they all end up using like the same set for the most part. I think
That's
it's
true.
it's
Yeah.
that one pagoda thing. They all have that same set.
Yeah.
So.
I want like in this last episode, maybe a realtor comes to town. It's like, wow, I like what you've done to the place. This really ups the value. Can you just stay here and keep the hex here, and we'll sell all this property? Because before you came, it was a dump.
Oh,
Maybe let people move around, eat and drink.
Yeah.
We don't want
make
just
their own
like
choices.
Keep it looking the
what?
same.
we don't want dead people forever hanging up laundry. I don't. It's not going to look good in the neighborhood. It'll bring the prices down.
Yeah. All right, so Dottie may make an appearance again, or maybe she's just somebody they're trolling us with.
She could be the one that was it Wu? Is that his name?
The missing person?
Agent
Wu.
Wu.
Yeah, Agent Wu. She could be the missing person?
Could be
yeah.
her.
Was she on the wall when they put the...
She wasn't, and that could be why she wasn't on the wall, because she's
but they've seen her.
Protection.
They've seen her in the sitcoms.
Yeah, they've seen her, but maybe like Wu was like, no, you can't put her up there. We need to keep her off. I know who she is. No one else can know who she is.
That's a good point.
Maybe.
Yeah, we really haven't seen much of her since the first 2 episodes, right? I mean, I think I saw an image of her this past one, but
yeah, it was very brief.
One before.
On the episode before this one.
Okay.
She had yellow flowers, which some people have thought, hey, okay, so Agatha has purple flowers, which is purple power. Purple power.
Purple power.
Wanda has red flowers outside of her house colors, so the red power. So maybe Dottie has the yellow powers, which is a character from Marvel. And she has basically her powers are like yellow color, which I knew the name.
Don't look at me on this one.
And it's gone. She's like a
Clea.
Maybe it was either Clea or this other person, but basically her powers are yellow like magic. So she could be a witch too, trapped in this.
I think she's just playing her same character from Buffy. I think that's what it is.
Post snap, like San Francisco and Ant-Man came back, and yeah, it is post snap, Tyler.
Yeah,
that's true.
This
Hello,
seems
Tyler.
I'm guessing this is around the same time as Far From Home. Like this is taking place. Seems to be around that time.
The thing about Far From Home was funny. Like it was all like sort of like everything was nice and pristine and fun and happy when everything came back, and then the rest of the world's like,
yeah,
we're all alone. All the plants have taken over. But New York, I guess, is just like, hey, we just kept on going. Who cares if half of our people died?
That's the New York attitude.
Like, we can get around now. Hey, it's
yes.
More pizza pie for us.
My rent just went down.
But if you watch Far From Home and you watch this, or when Ant-Man comes back, it's very different looking. But I guess that's just the tone of the movie. Or maybe it's Sony's fault.
Huh. Maybe it's just everything through Wanda's eyes.
Vance says Far From Home is like 9 months later.
That's true. That is true. So they had time to clean up.
Oh, and Lane or Winchester says it's 8 months after.
Oh.
Fight.
Is it 9 or 8? That is true. It is later because basically WandaVision happens before Far From Home, which is very confusing for most people.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it really matters necessarily.
I mean, well, and you think about like in Far From Home, and they're going on with their lives at this point, and everything's kind of normal. So yeah, it'd have to be a bit separated from the event, right? You
Yeah.
think I don't know.
Yeah, Far From Home. Vance mentioned this. Yes, in Far From Home, the teacher mentions witches as what, and it's one of my favorite lines in the movie. He says, they're talking about something, and he goes, "You got to look at the science. It's witches." So maybe they know about this whole WandaVision thing. You know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting because
It's a funny joke.
yeah, or it's just it's going to be interesting how WandaVision plays in to the stuff coming up. Now, here's one thought. So, in most of the first phase of movies, I think it was the first phase, they all happen in the sort of the same time period, same week. Stuff's going on at the same time. So, is WandaVision and the next one, Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki, are they all going to be taking place in the same like week or same couple weeks? But it's like this is what's going on with WandaVision or in the Hex, and then over here at the same time is what's going on with Falcon and Winter Soldier.
They tend to like to do that so they're not like, this isn't why this person's showing up because they're doing this.
Yeah,
they don't have time to come help.
So maybe all these Disney Plus shows that are going to be coming up is all happening in the same time period, and then that will lead them all into the next movie.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I mean, there's also the thought out there that these are just one-time gigs, right? There's not a season 2 of WandaVision, that this is like a one-time thing, and maybe the same for these others. They're just pieces of the bigger story and lead into something else. So, which is fine. I mean, they're good.
I think with some of it will be. I don't think there'll be a second season of WandaVision. I don't think there'll necessarily be a second season of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I can see that leading into just another Captain America movie.
Yeah. And Loki is time travel, like Vance said in the comments, so it could happen at any time.
Loki's whenever it wants to be, like Arizona.
But yes, Loki is the Arizona of Marvel. You heard it here first, people. So Far From Home comes out in December. Is that right?
Yes.
No,
yes.
not Far From Home. No Way Home. Sorry.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, but anyways, so there'll be this. So all of this stuff will be basically leading up to Far From Home.
Maybe.
And then No Way Home. Because No Way Home will probably take place.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right when Far From Home ended.
Yeah.
Because basically, everybody knows who Spider-Man is, and it's going to go right into No Way Home.
Yes.
There you go.
So WandaVision, Winter Soldier, Falcon, into, if we're going chronologically, into Far From Home, into No Way Home, into
E.T. Phone Home.
Doctor Strange?
Yes.
2.
Oh, it's so
really,
confusing.
they won't call it Doctor Strange 2.
No, it's the multiverse of madness.
That's right. Madness. You're right. No, you're right.
It's the timeline of madness. No one knows.
So, what do you think is going to happen with White Vision and WandaVision? Because it's not the real Vision, really. So it's Wanda's vision.
Let them fight.
Yeah. Do you think Vision is going to somehow merge with White Vision?
So that would be my hope. That would be if they want to bring back Vision, this is the time to do it. Sure. Rather than like, we'll do it another time. Like, this seems like the perfect time for her to like take her Vision and just insert him into the White Vision by the end of it.
Yeah. He's essentially manufactured anyways. Could they not do that? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of energy that could be housed inside of him so he can exit and still be maintained within himself.
Yep.
Part of me thinks Vision may go away for a while.
Oh.
Something
Probably
how this
so.
ends. Vision goes away, and maybe even Wanda goes away until she pops back up in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, there's always the theory of Doctor Strange will show up at the very end. Maybe he'll take her off somewhere to help train her.
Yeah.
And he has her house in the Sanctum Sanctorium. So maybe you'll just see her quickly in Spider-Man, but that's about it.
Or is she going to be the
yeah.
next villain?
Could be.
Could be.
I mean, in the comics, Agatha Harkness trains Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
In this one, they've made her more out to be a villain, but the whole thing could end with her taking her under her wing to train her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know.
That's true.
Because we don't know if Agatha's necessarily evil. She didn't cause any of this.
Oh, she's evil. She killed Sparky.
She killed a dog, Chris.
That's what witches do.
No, no.
They spells and things.
They don't kill. I think she killed that dog because he was sniffing around those flowers.
Well, maybe it wasn't a real dog. It could have been a fake dog.
I mean, they don't really. They probably won't go into this, but in the comics, those flowers are where she gets a lot of her. She uses for all of her powers and stuff. It's
she's like Rapunzel's witch,
sort of.
Where she married her husband, so they were like, "Get the dogs away."
All right. So speaking of her husband Ralph, my husband Ralph. Who do you think Ralph is? Do you think Ralph is actually a person, or do you think that this is just a phrase she uses in her sitcom world?
It could be. Like, if it's anybody, I would hope it'd be Mephisto. Mephisto is like one of those like kind of crossroad demons type thing where he makes deals with people. So maybe she made a deal with him a long time ago to be more powerful.
You think that Mephisto is Senor Scratchy?
I don't know if he's Senor Scratchy or if Scratchy's just...
That's the rabbit, for those that don't.
Yeah, maybe it's just a rabbit, and it's just a nice little nod to her having a son named Scratch.
Yeah, but also Scratch is another name for the devil. Mephisto is the devil of the Marvel Universe.
He's got so many names.
Mr. Scratch, yeah, is a name for the devil. Which means that, which could be, she has been working with Mephisto, and I'm on the Mephisto train. I want Mephisto to be part of this so bad. Yeah, coming into the station. It's hot here. He's the devil. Maybe something happened to Mephisto. He can't materialize. So this is how, sort of like in Harry Potter when the person who should not be named, Voldemort, was in the back of the head of the dude. You know, this is his way of materializing. So she's trying to get enough power to bring him into our world, and this is as far as he can come into our world right now in the form of this rabbit. I know it's a stretch. I know. But because he eats that freaking bird bug thing.
Well, it must be the devil.
Well, because rabbits are herbivores.
I mean, are they known to eat?
Yeah, they only eat plants. Oh, maybe like vampire ones.
Bunnicula? No, he just sucks the red out of vegetables.
That's true. I hope there's something with, because also there's a scene in, was it the last episode, where she's holding the rabbit and he's like up at his face and she goes, "Oh yeah, oh yeah," like he's talking to her.
Mm-hmm. Or she's just crazy.
She is crazy. So there's that.
I mean, she's Agatha. It was her
Been
all
alive
along.
since like
it was her all along.
So.
Also, little details that I noticed. I'm all over the place tonight. When the runes were, the runes that Wanda was sort of trapped in, one of them looked like the House of M.
It did.
Yeah.
House of M, like her headdress.
Yeah.
Like it's very similar. I saw a thing that completely. We're just going everywhere.
Hey, it's WandaVision.
Her mom, like the headdress that she formed, is apparently like similar to a headdress of an Atlantean witch.
Yeah.
in the comics. So and like all their
Atlanta.
Atlantis. I mean that's Namor.
Atlanta. Atlanta,
Atlantis.
Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. The
Coca-Cola,
Atlanta,
yes.
Georgia witches. But so I mean that's Namor and that's all that
Yeah.
undersea everything. So that could have like the tome or that book
Yeah.
could be like an Atlantean tome book
So
because
not
they
the
haven't
Darkhold?
addressed what that is. Some people thought it was the same book that was in Shield for that one season.
Which is not canon anymore for some odd reason.
Yeah,
So that's why they could use the same book again.
and make it look completely different.
Yeah.
So.
Which some people have said that book, it's the Darkhold, right? Yeah.
The Darkhold. Or is it Darkhold?
I think it's Darkhold.
Okay.
I'm a Star Wars guy, so. Was probably in the Sanctum Sanctorum or Doctor Strange library, whatever that library was in Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
The library.
That it was probably in there, and that's where Agatha got it from, maybe.
Yeah, there was like a book missing or something on one of the shelves.
Yeah,
possibly.
I think that was a different book though. But if all of those, which is funny, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but where the books are held in those libraries it looks like the hex. It's like a hexagon that holds them into place.
Mm.
So
Interesting.
the hex.
Probably coincidence.
Probably.
I did notice when they had him laid on the table that some of his circuitry was in the form of like hexagons.
Yeah, the mesh stuff underneath.
That was interesting.
Yeah. Do you think that the way that Vision was in that scene was there to put on a show for Wanda? Like how they were ripping him apart and everything? Because I mean, they're scientists. Are they really just going to rip him apart like that? Or is it to put on a show for her emotions?
They said they had taken them apart, put them back together several times.
Yeah.
So they had her waiting for a while, so they knew she was out there, and it was all planned for her to come in and see him. So yeah, I could see them doing it for show, trying to get her emotional to see if she would do anything.
Yeah, because they did it like it was in a junkyard or something. Get the saws, just saw this thing apart for parts.
Yeah, they're scraping up pure vibranium with whatever can apparently scrape up pure vibranium.
Yeah. I think it was for show. And how the sound that they had was cool. How when they were pulling the arms out, it sounded like basically bone, flesh ripping from the body.
You would know.
Shh.
What?
I have to move again. Okay, so do you think there's going to be a Mark Hamill type
like, no, he's not in
person show up? Luke Skywalker type person show up in this last episode? Or do you think that we've been trolled by some of these actors?
I don't know. If it's a character from the movies, I would probably say Doctor Strange just showing up in like a mid-credit scene.
Yeah.
If it's just someone like that's famous showing up, that's just like a fun thing, part of me thinks that they're actually going to use Dick Van Dyke in some role because he was like they used him for the show as kind of like a go-to guy about sitcoms basically, and they seem to have made like the Dick Van Dyke show like central
to
all these shows. Out of all of them, it's the one that they were watching when their apartment blew up and everything. So I can almost see it being a fun little thing. Maybe he's the engineer or whatever that shows up just like, oh, hey, yeah, that didn't work. Shucks.
Shucks. So it's not Doc Ock like you said last week?
Oh, no, I'm sure it's not. But that would have been fun because the wheel had 8 tentacles on it.
Oh, man. Mid-credit and post-credit, Winchester says. Of what? Of last week?
This week we'll probably
week?
have like a mid-credit and a post-credit. I can see it have 2.
Yeah.
one that deals with the show and one that deals with maybe like the Winter Soldier or something, or Doctor Strange, or Spider-Man,
Or all of the
one of those
above.
three. Or all of the above. They're all just sitting in a room like, man, that was crazy. Guess it's our turn, huh?
Okay, what have we not hit here? Oh, well, what about Darcy? Is it Darcy?
Good old Darcy.
It is Darcy.
Yeah,
She's just gonna be at that traffic light throughout the whole thing. She's still just gonna be at that traffic light.
Yep.
She won't be in the show. That'll be one of the mid-credit scenes. It'll just cut back to her still sitting at the traffic light, waiting to go through. This is what it's gonna be.
So we don't think other people that went through like Darcy are going to have powers, do we?
Well, Darcy didn't have powers.
No, like so like what's her name went through, which I just
Well,
forgot.
she went through several times.
Yeah, that's true.
So and that's why everyone else who went through one time, they're just gonna have radiation poisoning.
Yeah. Oh, good. So Darcy's going to die.
Yeah. So that should be fun. I mean, Monica, we haven't seen her in a bit.
Yeah.
Last I saw her
She's
was
she's with
Pietro.
What was his line he said?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Fake Pietro.
What was his line?
Yeah.
Snooper's gonna snoop.
Snooper's gonna
Snoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're still not sure what he is or who he is or if it's anybody. Just like
because Agatha said that he was just basically eyes and ears.
Yeah, he was under her spell. She was using him like as a puppet.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So it's not anybody necessarily. Well, not Pietro at least.
Yeah.
Well, he's not Pietro yet. So he's probably just nobody, which they wasted, I think, an opportunity there.
Sure.
For that actor, because I like that actor, and I would like for him to have a bigger role in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. He could be some kind of lesser demon that she summoned to use.
Maybe.
You had mentioned that when he showed up, the alarms went off.
Yeah, the alarms went off in the.
Right.
He still could have been someone that entered.
Yeah.
The hex. I mean, Agatha was able to get in.
Is she behind you?
Yeah. It was Agatha all along.
That was funny. As soon as you said Agatha, you turned around like, is she watching me?
If you invoke her name, she might show up. So
you'd say it 3 times, right?
Oh, I would do that. If that would work, I'd do that. And then I would just like sing that song with her for like ever.
But you have a dog.
So yeah, that's right. Never mind. Sorry, Agatha, you're not allowed here. Be gone, you witch. So Pietro and Rambo. Monica. I always forget her first name. John Rambo. Probably something's going to happen with them in this episode. Those two.
Sure. I guess they're going to fight.
They should.
Maybe they'll fight, and then we'll have Wanda and Agatha fight, and then we'll have Vision and White Vision fight.
Vision on Vision.
So
it's in double vision.
And then Darcy will get out and fight all those children to get out of her way. And then we have Wu, who's outside of the hex.
Yeah.
And we have
whatever he's looking for,
And we have Hayworth, or whatever his name is, outside of the hex.
What if there's something that comes back around about for the children, right?
Well,
for the children.
We haven't got to them yet. Yeah. That's something else we need to talk about. The children. We have Wanda's children for the children. Which I don't think are real children, per se. Like, I mean, that's why Mephisto has to be in this.
Yeah.
Well, in the comics, they were pieces of Mephisto that were manifested into her children. So, it could have still been that Agatha kind of pulling some strings to make the children. I've seen a thing where like it was suggested because she seems to suck people's power into her. Maybe she did that so she could suck the kids into her to gain their power. That could happen. And that's how they disappear. And you still wouldn't have to have Mephisto necessarily have a big hand in it.
Maybe Senor Scratchy will just eat them.
Maybe she'll make him grow, and it'll be like a Power Ranger
Oh
fight.
gosh, please no.
And then Wanda will make Vision grow, and it'll be a big bunny versus giant Vision.
Yeah.
Let's hope not.
So the children will. I don't think they're going to make it through this last episode.
No, I don't think they will. I think eventually show back up.
Yeah, later on.
Older, I think, as well. Because they're part of the Young Avengers, and that's the thing that they've apparently been trying to get going.
I think that's what's going to save her in Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
The children coming back is going to save her. I think they're going to go. She's going to lose them in this last episode. It's just going to drive her crazy. It's going to be the sort of the straw that breaks the camel's back. And Vision may or may not join with White Vision, but she's going to be crazy already, and she's going to just basically poof out of there or whatever.
Wanda out.
Yeah. I'm hoping this isn't the last we see of Agatha. I hope they don't just pull one of those, we're going to kill the villain type thing.
Yeah. Or, maybe you think she dies, and then in the after credits she shows back up.
Yeah.
And there she's talking to Pietro dressed as Mephisto.
Man, I would love for him to be Mephisto. That actor. That'd be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to be though. But maybe.
No.
Never know.
Shall find out.
We've about talked as long on this subject as an actual episode of WandaVision.
That's right. 44 minutes is how long we've been on live.
36 minutes recording, yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're going to roll the credits. And we have a lot of credits to roll. There's the Spain credits. And the other countries. Anyways.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we've left out of the WandaVision conundrum. If an engineer shows up, I don't know who it could be that's going to matter.
Anybody. I think it's going to be some guest. It's Bryan Cranston. I don't know.
Hey, which will be funny because they did Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah,
it's one of their sitcoms.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird in the box of movies when she goes to the first store and she's like a kid. The box of movies, they didn't do the Addams Family.
Yeah.
Right?
Or Who's the Boss, right?
That was just in the box.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. There might have been some kind of
because they did the Munsters with Agatha all along.
Yeah. There could have been some Who's the Boss
like
thing
something on the wall
in the 80s or something.
Yeah.
Which is funny, the Malcolm in the Middle DVD set did not come out until after that would have happened.
Well, she was watching Malcolm in the Middle with Vision.
No. It was in the box.
Oh, it was
the DVD set. It was not out until.
It was 2002. I looked it up.
Yeah, 2002.
But they were saying that's when that was supposedly happened. Because I had this conversation with Chris when we were playing. That's what I read. One thing. But here's the other thing: that Dick Van Dyke set, that actual box set, didn't come out until 2005. That they were watching from.
We've caught you, Marvel. You messed up.
But then I read somebody explain it. They're like, well, things just work differently in the MCU. It could have happened differently. I'm like, well, fine.
Whatever.
Say that about anything, I guess.
Howard Stark invented DVDs in like the 70s.
Yeah.
Maybe they got them from Arizona.
It's like this old TV. How did you get that DVD player to play on that TV that looks like it's a black and white television?
All those DVDs are from Arizona.
And then they're like in this really war-torn country. Like, how did you get your hand on all this? DVDs?
Oh, there's
and
ways.
They're not knockoffs.
The ways and wherever they are.
But it's
an imaginary place.
Dad had to do some things.
But she stopped. she stopped the bomb with her powers. Is what we sort of found out.
Supposedly, yes.
Yeah. Which is
cool.
Oh,
that was one thing too. Is like, so it says Stark on the bomb, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it. Well, no, I mean, she's already met Tony Stark, right? So she wasn't mad at him then, but maybe if she's remembering it, maybe.
No, she was mad when they met her.
Okay.
When they met them in Ultron.
Yeah.
Okay. She was like, "Oh, you're Stark, yeah.
That's
you
right.
Sent that bomb.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm going to kill you now." That's my accent.
Her
I
accent
kill
came
you.
back. That was the funny
Yeah.
thing. It came back when she was talking to Agatha, and she said, "Oh, your accent just keeps on
Yeah.
coming back every once in a while," or something. That was funny.
So, as an episode before the final episode, did you like it, or were you like, "Hey, take it or leave it"?
I liked it. I didn't. It seemed like it could have been shorter, and they could have done other things.
Yeah.
Like it would be a full episode of just her going through all these things. Seemed like it took a while,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
seemed like that could have been done in a more compact way,
Yeah.
to where they could have explored some other things.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they got everything lined up as they say to do, and everything be wrapped up in one episode, then okay.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, I missed seeing a lot of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. True. Anyways, all right. Shall we move on to Spider-Man?
Sure.
Oh man.
Yeah. What's your theories here?
Oh, let me tell you. Spider-Man is gonna be in.
He's good. He's gonna have webs.
Do whatever a spider can.
That's right.
Anyways, I think it's gonna pick up, like I said, right after the last movie.
Yes.
I don't think there's gonna be a big time jump where it's like Spider-Man's been in this.
It could be like a
for
week
years.
later or something.
Yeah. So you were saying, so we had Phone Home, which was in green. These are all titles that came out on Instagram.
Yeah,
from
the
the
three
different
main
actors.
actors.
Yeah.
Like the three main kids, like Spider-Man, MJ, and Ned, the actors that play them. And yeah, so each of them, I think, Tom Holland put out Spider-Man Phone Home.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like everybody's like, really? Is this really the title? It was like a joke. And then, like shortly after that, Zendaya put out Spider-Man Home Slice.
Oh,
and they're like, yeah, this is a joke. And then the actor who plays Ned, I can't remember his name, put out Spider-Man Home Wrecker.
Ooh.
The
Came in like a wrecking ball.
You had theories about this, right?
So just on the titles, like it seems like Marvel doesn't do necessarily anything by just like we're just like, oh, we'll just name it this because it's funny. It seems like there might be some little ties in there, some little hints about things. And so I had a theory based on the titles, but then I also saw a theory based off the colors that the Spider-Man logo was in. But my thing was, since these individual actors put these out, maybe the titles have to do specifically with their characters and what might be happening, or a little bit might be happening with their characters in the movie. So with like Phone Home, I was thinking that I mean, his identity out there. Aunt May, of course, is like worried. Maybe she's in hiding, but he's out there trying to be Spider-Man. Maybe he's trying to still check up on her, and she's trying to check up on him. So phoning home, basically kind of tying into their relationship of what they're having to go through in the next movie with his identity being out. And then Home Slice with Zendaya, I was thinking, well, she found out that he was Spider-Man in the last movie. They were swinging at the end of it. They're starting to make this bond. So she's like Home Slice. She's like his number one kind of go-to person now because they're kind of falling in love. And but then with Ned Homewrecker, like he was Peter's number one. He was the guy in the chair. But now MJ's coming in and she's becoming more of the guy in the chair. So like a homewrecker, but he's trying. He's maybe trying too hard to prove himself to Peter that he's capable of being his man in the chair type thing. So that doesn't necessarily reveal any big plot points.
Reveals all to me.
Oh. I was just like, well, maybe like it has to do with a little bit with what they'll be going through in the movie. Personally, I thought that could be interesting.
Since Phone Home, I would think maybe it has to do with Fury in space. Him getting a hold of Peter, or Peter trying to get a hold of him with the scrolls, the green. Since the scrolls played a part, was like in the end credit scene in the last movie.
Yeah, that it could be. I mean, it could
E.T.,
be.
Phone Home, space.
Yeah.
And the other theory that I saw online, which I kind of like because it's just kind of fun, is the coloring of the Spider-Man logo in each of these.
Mm-hmm.
You have like a purplish pink, you have a
Yeah.
green, and then you have like a metallic silver type thing.
Oh yeah.
And if you put those colors together, color scheme wise, no, not actually meld them together. But
Okay.
put them together as a color
Brown.
scheme. You get mud. Put as good as a color scheme, then you get a famous Spider-Man villain, which is the Green Goblin, because he's green. His outfit's kind of this purplish pink, and then his Goblin glider is typically a metallic silver. So it could be like a hidden villain coming out within it. Because I mean, they're supposedly, I mean, Doctor Octopus is going to be in there, Electro's going to be in there. Who knows? Mysterio might show up, and if you start adding the numbers up, it's like, okay, well, if you're going to have all these villains in there, then why not do the Sinister Six?
Yeah, it's speculation. Sinister Six.
Mm.
You think Vance had mentioned it, and I was going to mention it too. I think Vance and I would think alike on this. Where the Homewrecker Hobgoblin, Ned's character in the comics becomes Hobgoblin, right?
In the Ultimate Universe, I believe the character that Ned is based off of ends up becoming the Hobgoblin. So it could be the Homewrecker that like it could be eventually turning him into something like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
So yeah, so we do have. So we know that Doc Ock is going to be in it from the Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
We know that Electro from the Andrew Garfield. So there was rumors that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were going to be in this movie, and then Tom Holland said, "No, it's not happening." Do you think they're still going to be in it?
I don't know. Can you really trust Tom Holland?
Well, usually he just spurts it out. Usually,
yeah, I think he's gotten better at it.
Yeah,
and I can see them saying like, "Go out there and say this."
Yeah, I think they're gonna be in it. If they're gonna have Doc Ock and Electro in it, why wouldn't they have the Spider-Mans from that universe?
I don't know. It depends, but because I mean, really, I mean, they have J. Jonah Jameson as it's the same actor playing him, so these could be this universe's versions of them. It's just they look the same, like J. Jonah Jameson does.
That's true.
So I mean, they could do this without doing the other movies, bringing that in with the multiverse.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, Doctor Strange apparently is going to be a part of this.
Yeah,
and I saw in one of the pictures that was released, someone took the picture and like blew out the colors so everything was like really bright, so they could see like a shadow that was on one of them.
That's ridiculous.
And they're like, the shadow, it looks like the shape of Doctor Strange's head.
His very distinct hair.
Which they are looking up. It could be him floating in. Like, you never know. But I mean, he is going to be a part of it, so you think there'd be some kind of mystical element that's happening within this.
Will the Vulture be back, or he's just going to be in the other movie?
Well, I mean, it could be. I mean, it could be him bringing the people together.
Because Vulture's going to be in, the vampire movie.
Blade?
Morbius. Yes. Yeah, he apparently is going to be in that.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Who knows? Now, on the whiteboard, I think Katrin has a picture of that. There's a lot of stuff on the whiteboard, too. A lot of names they scratched out or X'd out.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also hexagons.
Yes.
I mean, that's for the sciencey stuff. But hexagons, WandaVision, the hex.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Maybe. And there's also the Back to the Future. Why can't I think of it all of a sudden? In the DeLorean,
Oh,
the thing that makes you go through time.
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Somebody in the comments tell us we're all having brain farts.
Oh my gosh.
I had a brain fart.
The
Flux
capacitor.
Flux capacitor, yeah. It's in
Flux
there?
capacitor. Yeah, it's in the top kind of screen right area, like right beside stay at home. You can see a flux capacitor.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
sure
it's
is.
cut off on mine. Picture.
It's so look in the text message, you'll see it.
But like, there's also like, if Mephisto is becoming a thing, there's the much despised storyline of Spider-Man in the comics where Spider-Man reveals his identity to the public, causes him a lot of problems, and in order to fix it, he bargains with Mephisto to change all that, but he has to give up his relationship to Mary Jane. Like, that never existed. So, I mean, that could very well bring in Doctor Strange if they're doing that.
Oh, I'm still on the Mephisto train. Woo-hoo!
So hot in here. And so, I mean, that could be how he gets out of everyone knowing who he is again, if they do that storyline from the comics.
Oh, Mephisto, yes. I want a Mephisto train shirt. Mephisto train gang shirt. Whoop, whoop. Anyways, there's also an art director, and I forgot to mention for the White Vision, it looks like his little headpiece is an art director.
It's shaped like one. It seems to be. It glows
Yeah.
like one. And I mean, the Hayward or whoever, like
He
the
stole
director, he did say they tried every energy source under the sun. So that would be one of them. I mean, which could lead into some type of thing with the Armor Wars, because that's about people stealing Stark tech and using it for their own. So there could be Stark tech within Vision, which kind of was a little bit to begin with. If Stark made Ultron, Ultron made Vision.
Yeah.
Based on same stuff, so that could lead them to believe, well, then why not put an arc reactor in them, see if we can get them going.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's possible. I don't know if it'll be a big thing. If it is, but
Yeah.
it'll be something.
Then there's the COVID Spider-Man symbol.
Yeah.
Under homesick.
Yes.
Then you have that weird cube.
Yeah, I wondered about the cube. Like, I mean,
Cube could be like a tesseract.
I was going to say Tesseract. Yeah, I don't. But
I mean, it's also, it could be a point in space. I mean, that's how you would plot something in space, using X, Y, and Z.
Sure.
So I mean, that could be space, and then you have the flux capacitor for time.
Yeah, we got time travel.
Space.
Space-time travel. It's a little bit of arc reactor. It's all there. It's all there, Chris. And if you squint your eyes and look at it, it looks exactly like Mephisto.
it all comes.
Comes back.
Jeez.
Turn it upside down.
Can't turn around on your phone because it'll just flip around.
Anyways, I think there's gonna be a lot of craziness going on in that movie. I hope they don't overdo it with having too many villains, heroes in the pot. There's also rumors that Daredevil may show up.
There's rumors of that, him being in that, or Secret Invasion. There's been rumors that Coulson's coming back.
I wonder how they make that work if they've said S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon.
I mean, I don't know, but there's rumors that him and Quake will show up in one of the shows. Awesome.
I would like to have that.
I mean, if it's a multiverse of madness, I mean, they could show up in Doctor Strange briefly.
Yeah,
because they're in their own universe. They dealt with like time, space.
I hope it's not one of those same ones
Universe
where they look and like you look into like they did for what was it CW crossover where they look into
Black.
different worlds and it's like, hey, look, I know that person, and that's all you see.
Probably.
Hey, there's the 1966 Robin. Let's move on.
Walking bat dog.
Yep, that's true. All right, so I think we've gone over a lot, haven't we? Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. So next week is going to be our WandaVision roundtable episode. We're going to have some guests on. We're going to all fight it out and discuss what happened. And if we like
Everything we said this week be proven wrong.
Oh yeah, except for Mephisto. I'm taking that one to the grave. Hold on to it. Even if it doesn't show up, I'm gonna be like, he was there. I know he was there. Don't take Mephisto away from me. The devil is in the details, Wanda. The devil is in the details. He was there all along. It was Mephisto all along.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep, that's gonna be the new song.
That sounds a little creepier. I don't know.
Yep. Oh, Winchester, yes, Kang the Conqueror is going to show up for Ant-Man. Right?
Yep, that's a whole other time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all kinds of stuff going on. It's going to be fun. I'm excited after this. It's only like a couple weeks, and then Falcon Winter Soldier starts. And then we can go into that every week.
So that's going to be on in a couple weeks though, because it's like they have because they said they're going to do like the behind the scenes and that kind of thing.
It's going to
WandaVision.
the one behind the scenes is going to be it's going to point out everywhere you see Mephisto in the show.
Probably. And then the 19th is when that starts, right?
I think so. Yeah.
For the Winter Soldier.
It was anyways, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I hope it doesn't disappoint tonight or tomorrow whenever we watch it.
Till tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. Tomorrow when we watch it, I hope it doesn't disappoint. I hope it's not, just like, wow, it was just two witches. That's it.
Witch battle.
Battle of the Witches. Anyways, so yeah. We'll see. I think the kids are going to die.
Oh.
Yep. Scooby and the gang will come in and unmask Agatha's.
It's Mephisto.
Else. It's Mephisto. Zoinks.
Zoinks. Okay, so we'll end it with this. Who's been your favorite character so far on WandaVision?
Oh. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
I mean, probably the answer is probably Agatha, right?
Yeah, for me it's Agatha.
I mean, it's the most interesting.
She stole every scene she was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably Agatha. A close second for me might be Monica.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Monica.
I just really like her. And
if they would do more with her, then that might change on the next episode, right?
Good job. Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Woo is
Jimmy
said in the comments.
Yeah, Jimmy Woo's been good. And of course, I mean Wanda and Vision. Great.
Yeah.
I mean everybody's
great.
Special.
And Pietro, he was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's been great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Herb, good old Herb. Cutting into a wall.
That was the best. I love that part.
Oh, but I think Agatha tops it all.
Yep.
Yeah. Because it was her all along. Until Mephisto pops up, and then he'll be everybody's favorite character. Whoop whoop.
Brian's gonna be so happy tomorrow if he's right.
Yeah.
We won't hear. I told you.
I knew the dog was. I knew she killed the dog, so that was one thing I got right.
Well, first beginning of the text was, "Have you watched yet? You need to watch now."
But I'm still sleepy.
Wake up! I'm gonna text you at 3 a.m. tonight. Get out of bed. Watch it.
As long as the Disney Plus doesn't crash it.
Yeah.
It has every week.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh
Watch
yeah,
The 2 o'clock.
at the 2 o'clock every week that I've watched it at 2 o'clock, I've had to restart Disney Plus several times to get it to work.
Oh.
It
Yeah, the one
crashes.
time we stayed up, it crashed. We couldn't get it going. We finally got it going on my wife's phone. So
that's
we
great.
threw that up on the Apple TV, and it just played from her phone.
Yeah, I had to watch it on my iPad because it wouldn't work on the TV. Anyways, all right. So tomorrow we'll all find out that Mephisto is here, and we can all join Mephisto Train Gang, and it'll be fun. It'll be our own little club.
Adrian's so
I
exhausted.
gotta work tomorrow night, and that's when we would watch it.
Oh, well then stay up tonight and watch it because you don't have to work tonight.
Stay off the internet.
I need to sleep tonight.
Well, then stay off the internet and don't answer my texts or don't even look at them.
I mean,
No, I never text you spoilers. I just say, have
Yeah.
you watched it? And then if you say no, then I don't text you back.
jump over to a different one. Talk bad about
Have you watched it?
Mhm.
Katrin hasn't watched it. Have you watched it?
it.
Anyways.
We can't get him to do anything.
He still hasn't watched Wonder Woman 1984.
Bring us down.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thank you guys in the comments tonight. You guys have been
Fun night.
rocking it.
Saw an old friend.
Yeah. Hey, check out Tyler Dean. He's got a new song out. Come to Nashville. There's a video. Somebody from Iron Geek may make an appearance in it. Well, their voice. Me. My voice. You hear my voice at the end. Ask for a black Les Paul. Black Les Paul guitar. So check it out. It's doing good. It's been playing on the radio some. Watch the video. Give him some likes. All that fun stuff. Come to Nashville. It's a fun song. I don't know if he's still in here, but yeah, go check it out. And then next week we'll be with the roundtable. Hopefully we'll have a couple guests on with us, and we'll battle it out, and we'll all join the Mephisto Train Gang, and we'll have our T-shirts that Chris are going to design. Woo!
Yeah.
Remember,
Right on that.
I have a Funko Pop here for your wife that I'm holding ransom. So anything I want, you got to do. She wanted that flocked Chandler Bing rabbit costume Funko Pop, and I found it, and I have it here.
Hey, that's her. She has to do everything you want.
Well,
She can
but if
design
I
stuff
tell
too.
her, can you get Chris to make me a Mephisto Train Gang T-shirt for your flocked Chandler? She'll be like, I'm on it now. And then 5 minutes later, I'll have a T-shirt. That's how it works.
That's it.
You don't have to make a T-shirt. You don't have to.
You know, I'm going to be seeing your wife this weekend.
Friends.
Yeah, she's going to be up there. What? Anyway.
So that's how we get friends. We threaten people. So.
Yep. That's how Ryan works. That's how we got on this show.
That's right.
Anyways. All right, everybody, let's say it one more time.
Ryan all alone.
Yep. Let's all say it together. Ready? Mephisto Train Gang.
Ryan killed Sparky.
Woo! No, I would never do that. Anyway, this has been I Am Geek episode 183. Say it with me now. Mephisto Train Gang. Woo woo! We'll see you next time on I Am Geek next week for the round table discussion of WandaVision. 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 It was Agatha all along.